Cheech.
There she is, Chong. What's going on?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm very excited to do our podcast today. I got a new bottle of whiskey in, and I'm so excited to do 3 shots of this. I'm gonna do 2 shots and then another shot over ice.
Okay.
That I'm gonna just nurse along, see how it tastes, a little watered down and cold.
So what did you get? What'd you buy? Tell the viewers what you got.
I ordered. I just had them bring it because I don't like. If I go shopping at a liquor store, I'll be in there for 3 hours looking at shit, and I'll come out with $300. I'll spend $300. So I just had a Instacart go pick me up a bottle of Screwball whiskey, which is a
solid
peanut flavored whiskey. And let me tell you, I have not tasted it yet. I got it yesterday, and I as soon as I got my hot little hands on it, I cracked it open, and I just took one big inhale. Oh my God, it smells so fucking good. I have been looking forward to trying these for like 24 hours now, maybe a little longer. Now let me. You want to do a shot and then we'll keep going because let's
let's taste it. Go.
What are you drinking?
I'm going vodka.
What kind of vodka?
My man Tito.
Oh, you got Tito.
Santana.
Just straight?
I'm going for
Straight?
Arriba!
You got it cold? Mine's warm.
Cold, because I put it in the freezer all the time. I don't
Yeah,
know if you do that.
You know, I read about that, and it said that if it's like a plain vodka or something, I think it's fine. But like for this stuff, I was thinking of chilling it, and they said putting it in the fridge or freezer will dull the flavor. So
no, JoJo puts it in the freezer, the peanut butter whiskey, and it's so cold and smooth.
Yeah, but let me tell you, maybe it would taste even more vibrant, not frozen for weeks and months on end.
Right.
You know, let's.
I have a Gatorade on the side.
I'm not taking my drinking advice from JoJo. Okay, no offense.
All right.
No offense.
All right, let's do this. Come on. I'm on time schedule here.
You're on my schedule.
All right, ready?
Yeah, count it down.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. That was
how do you like it?
That was fucking-sational.
It's good.
It almost doesn't even burn the back of my throat. Like it was like just now I'm getting the whiskey hit afterwards, but that was smooth as shit. It didn't need to be cooled down. Dude, warm is wonderful with this. Wow.
But the taste is it's tasty as shit.
I mean, yeah, now here's the thing. I then looked because regular whiskey, regular vodka, like the clear rums. I think maybe even the brown rums, but I'm not sold on the brown rums. Have like no carbs in them, but this does. So you kind of have to like pick your fight. These 3 shots are like 20 carbs. That's what I wanted to do.
You're fucking fat. Stop.
I started the diet today.
Shit, bro.
I started a diet today. These are the only carbs I'm having, and then I'm fasting till our next podcast. So I'll say that I was gonna get some Fireball too because I like cinnamon whiskey, but but man, that has like twice or 3 times the carbs. So I was like, no, I'll pass on that. Although I'm wondering if
you're
I'm watching it. I'm watching it.
What are you watching? What are you watching from the couch?
I'm watching it because I don't want to get to the point where I can't wipe my own ass before I go. I need to go on a diet. I want to let's get ahead of this a little bit here. You know what I mean? Let's get ahead of it a little bit here. That's all I'm saying. All right, you ready? You ready for shot number 2?
Ready?
Oh, you didn't answer. I asked you. All right, you count it down again. I'm giving you some control today.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
I chased it with some Gatorade.
I won't say even better than the first shot, but just as good as the first shot. Woo. Yeah. Wow. That's fantastic. I'm going to make it a point for them to sponsor us. Because that was tremendous. I'm going to ask my brother-in-law, who's in the has worked in the liquor distribution biz, if he has any contacts.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got on the plate today?
Well, Just to stay on this whiskey story. So the guy,
Mhm.
so it's like I pay like the whatever $10, $9.99 a month, so that like most of my fees are waived. Like all the delivery
Right.
fees and all
Right.
that
Right.
horseshit. So I feel a lot better about like door dashing and stuff. You know, the bottle's only like $5 more
Right.
because I tipped the guy. So the guy shows up and he gives me the bottle, and he asks if I have ID, and I look at him funny,
Oh.
and then he's like, "I know you're over 21, but they have to like scan it for DoorDash
Oh.
or
Didn't
for
know
Total
that.
Wine or something." So
Right.
I'm like, "Wait here." So I leave him at the door and I go get my ID. I come back and while he's trying to scan and stuff, he's trying to small talk me about the whiskey I just ordered, and I'm
Right.
like, I don't want to talk to you about this. Like,
Oh, of course you don't.
I don't want to. Yeah, he's like, I mean, he wasn't doing a good job. He was like very awkward and was just asking like questions that I didn't know how to answer.
Right.
So I'm like, so it was like it was getting even more awkward, and I'm trying to like answer him, but I'm also like, dude, I concentrate more on this license scanning so you can get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so
Such a dick.
I was because well, here's the other part. I really wanted to take a whiff of this thing, and the longer I'm standing at the door holding the bottle in my hand, talking to this guy who I'm never going to see again,
Right.
he probably listens, and now he's hitting the unsubscribe button through tears.
Right.
But
He's like, that asshole. I just delivered to him.
that guy, I knew he sounded familiar. God,
Dude, he's such a dick.
should have asked him a podcast question. God damn it.
Right.
Yeah. So now I'm glad I tried it. A day later, you would think the buildup and anticipation would be too much for the whiskey to overcome, but it hurdled it, man. It cleared that hurdle by like a good 6 inches. No balls scraping or nothing. It cleared it fully. So yeah, I'm happy. I got a little story here.
Okay.
It's not a great story, but it involves my brother. So my brother Harold, that you know him.
Yeah.
He's kind of a character. So
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
he's like calls me in the middle of the day, and I'm talking to him for a little while, and then I'm like, isn't this like the hours where you're tutoring or working or whatever? He goes, oh yeah, I'm tutoring someone right now. I go, how are you talking?
Oh my God.
I go, how are you? And I know that they pay like the one place he works for like 2 places that like
Right.
charge like this one charges like $80 an hour, and then they pay him like a lower fee.
But he gets a cut. Right. Right.
Well, he gets paid like whatever an hour, whatever it is, 25, 50, I don't know. But then he also has side gigs where he works direct with people, and then he charges, less per hour, but more than he'd make working for these organizations, these companies. Right. So he's a little bit of here and there and everywhere. So this was him where he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm tutoring someone right now. We're on a Zoom call for another like I think he said like another 35 or 40 minutes. I go, well, how are you talking to me? He goes, the kid said he had to go to the bathroom and he's been gone 10 minutes. I think he's taking the most expensive shit I've ever fucking.
What made him call you though in that time frame?
Because he's had nothing else to do. He's sitting there waiting for the kid to come back on the Zoom call. So until he came back, he just muted it and called me to like, I think he wanted to talk AMC stock or something. And I'm like, because it was like moving yesterday. So I'm like, yeah, all right. Don't you have something aren't you working? He's like, oh yeah, I'm working right now. Most expensive shit. The kid took 25 minutes.
Right.
I'm like, do you add that at the end? He's like, oh no. Because it's not him.
Wow.
If it was him, he could cut the break, but because it's for this company, it's all logged through their like software and their Zoom accounts or whatever. So they're like, plus they probably had him scheduled for another hour afterwards with someone else or something. So it's just like, the most expensive shit, that a high schooler can take, I guess, without causing property damage.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh, this fucking dog.
I can't even. I don't even think I've taken an expensive shit. Have you had a? Have you had a? Have you had to take a shit that cost you in one way or another?
No, but I've taken shits where it's probably cost others. If you really want to talk about that, like you ever, we may have talked about this before. Do you ever like when you're okay, like you're at work, right? So like you have to plan it perfectly. Like you ever do that? You're at work and you're like, all right, it's 1 o'clock. If I go in the bathroom now, I take a shit. Takes 30 minutes. It'll be 1:30. I leave at 2 o'clock. You plan it out where you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a 30-minute shit. It'll make the day go faster. You go in there. I mean, you're farting around. You're shitting. You're scrolling your phone a little bit. You're checking the clock. You're like, all right. And then you get out and you're like, all right, I only got 30 minutes of work left. Like, that's it. It's perfect timing. Like, you never do that? You ever do that? Like,
I mean, I've shit on the clock. I've shit on someone else's time. Yeah, but
right.
not like this planned out thing. It's just like if I gotta go, I gotta
Oh,
go.
no. I wonder if anybody else plans it. I plan it.
I
Oh, yeah.
I
Like, the after lunch is the best because you could be like, all right, I got, like, I go home at 4 o'clock today. So if I take lunch at 1 to 2, and then I come back at 2, I clock in, I take a 30-minute shit. It'll be 2:30, and yeah, 4 o'clock will be coming right around the corner. Like like you got to plan it out,
see the problem.
stretch it out.
Some of my jobs in the last like decade have been like construction jobs
Right,
or working at people's homes. But they're in the house, and
right,
so like it's very dicey whether you want to go in a bathroom when a customer is there and aware how long you're in the bathroom. It like
right.
you're really self aware of that. So sometimes you'll just hold off. You'll just hold off, and then other times when the customer's not there, you're just like, then you're just enjoying a nice clean guest bathroom for a while. But
Right.
yeah.
Well,
So,
it's funny you talk about construction. Go ahead. You're going to say something.
I was I was
gonna segue into a story my brother was telling me today.
well, certain construction jobs in Palm when I was in Palm Beach working were like in like no AC, hot, sweaty. So
Right.
you don't want to take even if no one's there.
Yeah,
You don't want to
you're
be
cautious of it.
yeah you don't want to be in there long. But then
Yeah,
other
yeah.
times you're like God damn I need a fucking break. So you're just
Right.
like you just disappear for 45 minutes.
Right, right. 'Cause you're not really shitting for 45 minutes.
Oh
You're
no,
scrolling.
no,
Yeah,
you're done. You're doing stretches
yeah.
in there and stuff. You're
Right,
yeah.
right, right. Well, it's funny. So my brother does construction, and he works for a high-end construction like company where they do like famous people and shit. So in South Florida, so he had done like Trump's sister recently, and they like no phones pat you down. He's doing Adam Sandler right now, and
Where is
Adam
where is
Sandler's
that?
mother's house or something,
Where does it
or
say?
Adam Sandler's house in Boca.
Okay, I didn't know
So,
if he
oh yeah, yeah.
if he
So
was
then
in
he's like,
Miami or Boca or West
can't
Palm.
bring. They don't let you bring the phones in. Like, give you the pat down
Hmm.
before you come in the house, before and after.
I've
I'm
never had
like, man, that's fucking intense.
I've never had that, but yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, they don't even let us bring our phones in. I'm like, that's some bullshit. Adam Sandler ain't that fucking special.
Well, yeah. Also, it's like
Not when you can find the guy playing at pickup parks playing basketball. Like, it's not really that.
well, I guess,
I guess
but
it's his house.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
It's his
But I mean,
personal shit.
it's silly that you can't have access to the phone. Like all day,
Right,
you can't
right.
get messages or calls or whatever.
They have to leave it in the car.
Yeah, that's
So yeah,
so every like 20 minutes you have to or 30 minutes you have to go out to the car and check your fucking phone.
right. But he said you're in these houses, and he's like, he's been a lot of famous people down there, and he's like, sometimes I mean you gotta take a shit, and like it's not like you just get in the car and go to a corner store. You're on some of these like Star Island or whatever that's called down
Right.
there, and so this he's like, you just can't get in the car and go. He's like, so you just politely ask, can I use the brush? Oh yeah, go ahead. He's like, and, next thing you know, you're shitting on Adam Sandler's toilet, and
Yeah.
it's like, that's pretty fucking cool.
I would assume a guy like Adam Sandler is cool. Like he's not going to care. I
Right,
definitely know other people that it's like absolutely not. Go
right.
please
Go
go
find somewhere else.
yeah,
Right,
go
right.
drive 20 minutes over the toll road and take the bridge and whatever it is, or some that like I've seen people with really nice homes that we've done like way back in the day when we did home theater stuff. Some of these like on the Intercoastal, they'll buy those old homes and knock them down and build like a $4 million 3-story deal.
Right, on the beach, right?
Yeah. Well, on the Intercoastal, not the beach.
On the coastal, yeah.
And some of those, if they've got a lot of work going on, they'll just get like a porta potty for out front or something. You just got to go.
Right.
Go shit in the plastic hot box. And again, some people may not understand. South Florida is its own animal. Like it's like
the humidity,
the heat and humidity. It's you're in one of those. It's like it cooks you. It's like the remember the old you don't watch a lot of movies, but some of these old movies where there's like you go to the box and it's like some of them are probably like slave movies and things like that, and they literally had like a box that was buried in the dirt so that only like the top lid was like level with the ground, and they would throw you in there with some air holes, and you'd spend 24 hours in that, and you're just cooking in a box, So
what are you talking about?
It's what they in the old days. So I'm just comparing that to like having to spend 20 minutes taking a sweaty hot shit.
I've never heard of that. Never heard.
What are you doing over there? You got me on speaker?
Well, no, my headphone. I switched them. I was trying to switch them before I talked, but it didn't switch over until
this took a second. It wasn't that. It was I heard myself on the speaker. Yeah. Anyway,
and nobody wants to hear you.
Well, they don't need to hear me twice. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, but people don't understand. You're right though. People do not understand Florida weather and Florida heat and Florida humidity, and like when here in Georgia they'll be like, "Whoa, it's hot." I was like, "Hot? Like this is nothing. Go to Florida. You'd be like you walk out to your car and your underwear are wet.
Yeah. Because
here
they don't
totally
understand.
Animal.
Yeah, they don't understand the humidity aspect of it.
It's got to be. I mean, probably here, Louisiana gets humid like this too, but there's not many states that get like on the West Coast. It doesn't get humid. It's just dry.
I'll say this though. For those places where it's not humid and where you get cool weather for a good part of the year, and everyone doesn't have central AC, it's almost. I'm not going to lie. During the really hot months, it's almost worse in a place like Pittsburgh, where nobody has AC, or like in the city, like New York City or something, where there's no like central air. Everyone's got like fans and those little window deals running.
They don't have air conditioning,
and it's just everyone's got BO and whatever because in South Florida the deal is you step outside, you're going to vaporize, you're going to melt,
you're wet.
You're disgusting, but you can run from car to business to home and kind of like be outside for a minimal amount of time, and everywhere you go is going to have central AC and be like 70 degrees, or 72 degrees. Yeah. So I think we say it's really hot, and yes, outside you're going to get vaporized. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be soaking wet in a few minutes, but we have so many like because it's that bad. Everywhere indoors is fucking beautiful. You go to these other places. It's disgusting.
Right. Yeah. Right. And it's funny. My dad's down there. He's been down there for a couple of days with my brother. My brother's trying to buy a house, so they can't find a house. So they went to Hallandale Beach today and Hollywood Beach to go find a house. So they called me, and my dad's like, "You tell him who lives in Hollywood." I was like, "Oh, I'm not putting this fucker over to him." I was like, "Billy Fives, he lives in Hollywood," and my brother knows Billy, and he's like, "Oh, really?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's why he's always at the Tipsy Bar in La Tub." I was like, "Oh, fuck that guy. He don't know shit."
Yeah, of course that's why. Your brother's quite a detective.
He's like, well, maybe I should live out here. I was like, no, you don't want to live there. You don't just see Billy all the time, and next thing you know, you guys will be posting pictures to get now. Like, let's not do that. And he's like, so they went to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville and they got lunch today out in the water. And my dad's like, he's like, I gotta tell you though, this is better than Boca. He goes, the food is good, the view is good, and Jesus, there's a lot of hot women out here.
Yeah,
In Hollywood Beach.
There's a lot of old people in Boca. Yeah.
Right. So my brother's like, oh, I'm gonna put an offer in this place, and once I move here, I'm gonna meet Billy, and I'm like, this fucking Billy guy. I was like, he's trouble. I'm telling you, he's trouble. You don't want to be anywhere near him.
We can't get rid of this guy. We can't get rid of this guy.
No, it's like you don't want to be near him. He's But my dad literally called me, like, tell him who lives here. I was like, oh, you're gonna put this guy over too? He's not that special.
So your brother's buying a house at
a condo,
like the most peak market time ever.
So, but can I tell you the condos in Hallandale? He found one for $250, 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be a reason.
It's fucking Hallandale.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hallandale.
J-Dog lives there, for Christ's sake.
Right.
So.
Watch out. You might keep an eye on your fucking air conditioner.
Oh Jesus. Well, let's switch gears here because I got a funny story today.
Oh, finally you come to entertain us.
I've been entertaining for weeks now.
Jesus
weeks.
Christ.
I am like a tap dancing fucking monkey clown with a little hat on for you.
If we were doing
dancing all over the place.
If we were doing video last week, you'd have seen me almost nodding off 4 times. I was doing the head drop like I was Blake at my.
I don't even know what we talked about.
I was like Blake at one of my pay-per-views. Near the end, just the head drops.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here's my story. So, it's coming back. By the way, I just burped it up. Woo!
What is the vodka?
It burned my ear. So I'm at work today, and I sent you a video. Did you even comment on the video I sent you?
I don't think I've even looked at it. I've been busy, buddy.
I sent you a video of some Krispy Kreme donuts today.
No, I haven't seen it.
Of course you didn't, fucking guy.
The only video I saw was Blake's drama.
Oh, yeah. I told you, I talked to you this morning, this store usually has donuts, right? So I walk in, sure enough, Krispy Kreme. So I look and I'm like, I'm just not sold on them. They're just, a bunch of just plain glazed and there's like a couple of, there's nothing exciting. And I was like, I fucking hate Krispy Kreme.
Plus,
I don't care what it is. I hate Krispy Kreme.
I like Krispy Kreme. They're delicious if you nuke them for 10 seconds in the microwave. Also, you were probably annoyed because they were all whole donuts.
Well, here's where the story gets interesting, my friend. So, they have donuts. Okay. So one of our listeners of the podcast, she'll hear this, Kim a shout out here. So she works with me. I'm sitting there and I don't want one. I don't want one because I don't like Krispy Kreme. It's too sugary. They're not good.
They're good warm.
She walks in and goes, want to split half a donut? And I knew she listened. And I was like, oh, that's fucking funny. She just takes it and mauls it with her hand like she's some sort of animal, mauls it. But the part she mauled, she took. But she mauled it so good that my part flipped over upside down. It was like chocolate with sprinkles on it. So, but she intentionally came in there and made the joke of like, want to split half a donut. And at first I laughed. I was like, ah. She's like, no, obviously she listened to the podcast, she said, and I know that. But then she was like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, all right, fine. So she takes half, I take half. And, I was like, there was other people in there, and I was like, I just don't understand. I said, why did people get upset about this half a donut I took? Like, I don't understand. So now I want to poll, I need a poll. Like, what do we think here? And she said, at that location, when there's donuts, she goes, we call it out. They go, hey, I'm taking half a donut. Who wants the other half? I was like, oh, so if I called it out, I probably would have been absolved from any investigation.
Well, unless
half a donut.
Unless no one wanted half a donut.
Yeah, but I guess because you're calling it out, it doesn't matter. I don't know. So anyway,
I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works.
I just thought it was funny that she just walked in and like avid listener to the podcast, she threw it out there. So I was like, oh, that's funny. Plus I thought, okay, so we've got one listener at least. Now we know we have one. We have Speedy. Now we've got two. We've got Kim.
Yeah.
So, and CJ listens. So we've got three. We know that for sure. So I wanted to throw that out there. I'm just saying. I don't know. I had a half a donut. I only had a half, though. I will tell you, I did not eat any other part of a donut today. Only half.
Yeah, but you probably ate part of a bunch of other shit.
No, I actually had 2 cups of coffee because they have a Keurig there. They have a nice little coffee station at that store, but they bought the sugar-free sweet cream for me because they know I like it. So I got that, and I had my little coffee, 2 coffees. I did have a chicken
Who are you
salad.
that they're buying cream for you? Like, who the fuck are you? Who'd you ever?
I just want to tell you though, I walked in and smelled coffee, and I was like, oh. I was like, is that my cup? Like, I literally just walked in, and they're like, no. I'm like, whoa, my coffee's not ready for me? What fucking kind of establishment is this? That my coffee was not ready when I walked in the building. Very angry about that. So, here's another part, though. I'm going to put myself over, and you're going to tell me whatever. So, I was asked to take part in this filming of some training videos. So they were like, hey, we need you to help out and help out the store. They have to make some training videos. Like, they don't know anything about filming or editing or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't know anything either. They're like, what do you mean? You're like famous on TikTok. And I was like, I fucking eat chocolate for 30 to 60 seconds. Like,
in front
put
of
some
your
music
cell phone.
to it.
Yeah.
Throw some hashtags. Like, I'm not a fucking producer. And they're like, no, but you know what to do. So I was like, okay, I'll help. I'll help this guy out. He doesn't know nothing. What do you think it turned into? I'm no longer helping. I am now executive producer of this whole fucking this whole thing we got to do.
When I thought, when you first said that they asked you to participate in these videos, I thought you were going to be like a character, and I'm like the guy that does the thing wrong. And then someone comes and explains what you did wrong, like you're Charlie Grabass in the videos.
Right. Yeah, the sexual harassment guy.
Yeah.
No, they literally were like, yeah, I'm the filmer, and like I have to edit it and film it, but not even that. Like, there's no script. It's like I had to literally like give them the lines, produce it. Set up the angles and make fake, racking. And I don't know how I got involved in this because it's not my fucking project. It's not even my department. Like, I'm doing something totally out of line. So I did it last week, and I was, whatever, we filmed it. It was great. Today, I came in with a little bit of an ego today. So I came in, I was upset my coffee wasn't made. I asked them where my producer chair was, and they're like, you're making fucking 1-minute training videos. So I was like, this is bullshit. So we went in the back, we cleaned up some stuff, I staged some stuff, and they're like, why are you taking, like, I'm taking it serious. Like, I'm like, no, this has got to be here. I'm giving them the lines to say.
If you're going to do a job, do it right.
Orders.
If you're going to do a job, do it right.
Right. And I'm like, the girl, the one, she does like the cut, and she's like, how was it? I was like, you want the honest truth? She's like, yeah. I was like, it was awful. You're redoing it. She's like, Jesus. Like, she's like, I mean, we're not going to Hollywood with this. I was like, if my name's on this, it's going to be perfect.
I'm having like PTSD flashbacks to trying to get you to take another take when we were doing the SuperCon videos. When we're trying to do like you bribing Fabulous Frank in the police station, and you're like. And you're like, you muffed the line. I'm like, you muffed the line, and you're like, so what? And I'm like, so do it again. And you're like like copping all kinds of attitude with me, huffing and puffing and whatever.
I'm a celebrity.
Same shit. You weren't then. Same shit. You were ham and egger back then. Trust me.
But let me tell you something. I am the producer. So once we did this, I mean, it literally was a 1-minute video today. 1 minute, but it took a while to film it because I was being like. I'm being a perfectionist, and we were like, I'm making sure that the lines are right. She even did one part. She's like, oh, I nailed it. I was like, no, you didn't. She's like, what? I'm like, you used one wrong word. And she's like, you're shitting me. I was like, no. She's like, who's going to know? I was like, I know. was like, do it again, and instead of saying this word, say this word. She's like, Jesus, this guy's like. I was like, no, it's gonna be like my name's on this now. So now, the guy that was supposed to be in charge of this project didn't even come to help me today. He's not even there. So I shoot him a text and I was like, we're filming today, pal. Where are you? And he's like, filming what? And I was like, round 2, the production. Like, I'm like, this is serious business. Do you know he's like, oh, I'm off today. We filmed the whole thing. I turn around. He's in the store shopping. I was like, are you fucking serious? And he was in there shopping. I was like, what? Like, he couldn't even come to help, but he came to shop. Like,
no, he's not paid. If he's not getting paid, why would he be there?
Doesn't matter. I told him, you're no longer on the project. Which was probably his goal in the first place. He probably did it on purpose so that he doesn't have to take
You are ego tripping to the extreme.
I'm fired. It's mine. My name's going executive producer. Whatever it is.
I love that
I want it.
This is going to be like it's a 1-minute video, but it's like 15 seconds at the beginning of all the credits written by. Produced by, directed by. It's just your name, one after another, nobody else. And then at the end, it's just going to be the same fucking thing. Written by, produced by, whatever. Just in case anyone forgot, in that 20 seconds of content you actually filmed on that 1-minute video, who was in charge of it. That reminds me of my friend Steve, who lives out in LA. I went to art school with him. And he's a director, and he got to direct one of the Leprechaun movies. He got to write and direct Leprechaun Back to the Hood, and I would argue it's probably one of the stronger Leprechaun movies, if not the best one.
Okay,
very funny,
thing, but okay.
But he said that Warwick Davis, who played the Leprechaun in like all the movies, so he's like the grizzled vet. He's dealt with, he's like the quarterback on a team who's now on his 5th coach and his 5th offense and his 5th playbook and all this stuff. Steve comes in there and he's trying to get him to do shit, and he's getting attitude from, or whatever it was, from Warwick. So then he's like, it was like early. It was like day 2 or something. I should almost call him 3-way to get him to tell the story. But the odds of him being available right now are slim to none.
None, right? He's
like,
making Leprechaun 17.
He was like
in the suburbs.
He was like, I've got to like put my foot on this guy's throat early, or I'm going to lose control of this set. So we're talking about a little person, So he's what can I do? He made, at the end of the day, he made him do a take 47 times.
Really?
He's just like, nope. No, we need you to do it again. Something was off. The boom was off. Nope, gotta do it again.
The boom was off. He's making shit up.
Yeah, he did. Like, he just was like, and what happened was he got it. And the rest of the shoot was a breeze. But he literally had to flex. He had to flex and be like, listen, you're not in charge. I'm in charge. And if you want to fuck around, you're going to find out. I can keep you here. We can be done, at 8 o'clock, or we can stay till midnight. You're going to make that call with your behavior. So, yeah, he told me that story. He's like, yeah, like early in the shoot, he was like, I had to do something. So at the end of the day, the last shot where everyone's waiting to go home. And so the whole crew doesn't know whether Steve's making shit up or not. And he's making him do 47 takes. Who is everyone getting mad at? Not the director.
The actor.
Yeah. Right. So, and the actor.
Like, this guy can't get his lines right or whatever.
And Warwick probably wanted to go home too. He's fucking all made up like a fucking leprechaun. He's probably like, he doesn't get to just go home. He's got to now spend 4 hours in a chair having people remove his fucking all the prosthetics and stuff. So so Steve was like, fuck it. I just made him do 47 takes.
Well, I mean, that's a way to establish some dominance, I would say. That's a way, right?
You gotta fucking, sometimes, people gonna test you. You gotta answer back, or they know who's in charge,
Right, yeah. No, that's actually a funny story, though.
Yeah.
So, it's cool, somebody that made Leprechaun 17. Nice. Leprechaun 46.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, Leprechaun in Space. Leprechaun
in Space? There's really not one.
Yeah, there is. Leprechaun in the Hood, and Leprechaun Back to the Hood. He probably did Leprechaun 5 or 6 technically.
Why did the Leprechaun go to the hood and back?
Because it was.
I've never seen any Leprechaun movies.
Well,
so
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It's probably the cheapest fucking budget you can do. You know, if you're shooting in a 3-block radius, that's all, you know, kind of worn down, and you know, you don't have to close off streets, and you don't have to block off traffic and whatever. You know, it's probably easy to do with a budget like that. You know.
Right.
So they were like,
wow.
So it was like Leprechaun in the Hood. And they're like, you know what? We saved so much money. We're going back to the hood.
We're going back to the hood. I almost want to watch that now just to see what was it about.
Well, when you and I did the SuperCon,
right,
when it was my first time and your first time booking it and running it, Steve had flown in, was booked on that convention, and hung out with me. And they did a midnight viewing of Leprechaun in one of the rooms. He answered questions afterwards. It was apparently like a full house. Like people were there for it, you know? And they had the writer and director from the movie there. So it was like, you know, I guess it was a favor to me. Mike flew my best friend in from college to hang out for 4 days, and he was a guest at the show, you know? So it was kind of cool. You know?
That is kind of cool. I didn't know that he was there.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
Huh.
And it's funny because he's a big Giants fan. You guys could have talked Giants football the whole
really?
But yeah, your loss. You could have been in his. You could have been in his next movie if you guys.
I could have been in the Leprechaun 7.
You could have. You could have. He was probably looking to replace the Leprechaun.
I could have been like the fat Leprechaun. Instead of, it could have been like Leprechaun 7, the buffet. Like the Leprechaun terrorizes the buffet. Back to the buffet.
Or just like, I'm trying to think of some way to tie diabetes into it.
Leprechaun 7, diabetes.
Leprechaun 7, back to the doctor. Leprechaun 7, 2 toes removed.
Listen, I made a simple TikTok where I said this is a pain of diabetes, and I got buried by the diabetic community.
They did, because you didn't distinguish type 1 or type 2.
Type 1 or type 2, right. So my dad has diabetes, type 2, and yeah, I get it. It's not a joke. I wasn't trying to make a joke. So.
Wait, I don't know which is which. Type 2 is the shots?
Type 2 is the one you get from eating too much sugar.
Oh, I think my dad has that too. So.
Yeah. So
type 1 is...
I'm sure checking your blood. Me and you are on the path, I'm sure.
On the path?
I'm sure we're on the path.
I'm 100% sure. That's why when I'm like totally off the rails in my diet, and I eat too many carbs, I bet like 45 minutes later, I'm passed the fuck out. I cannot stay conscious. I'm convinced that's what it is. Which, again, is another reason to have started my diet today.
This is so full of shit. You're so full of shit. So full of shit.
Just saying, man. Let's see. I'll get on the scale tonight or tomorrow, take a picture. I'll get in on your competition with Speedy. Fastest to 20 pounds.
Yeah, sure. The longest competition in history.
The longest, because nobody's really...
We're not even moving. We're budging.
You claim you're working out, but...
I am. I can see my arms getting bigger.
Yeah.
But I'm not done.
After a week. After a week of lifting heavy shit, I can see my arms getting bigger.
Walking every day.
Oh, walking. Yeah, your arms get bigger from walking. That's for goddamn shit.
Listen, I'll have to go through it anyway. I have to do.
You probably are, but that's a momentary. This is a momentary moment in time. Whatever, however you want to say it. Momentary moment. Yeah. Trust me. This will not. Listen. Between you and Marco is actually trying to get into shape, so I want to just like I'm motivated to just like at least make you look.
What the fuck is with this guy?
Did you see his fucking obnoxious post today?
I commented. You didn't see my comment?
No, I don't pay attention to you.
Oh, my comment it's worthy to go look.
Why don't you just tell me? What did he say? He was like bragging about his metabolism is back. And how,
he says, man, it didn't take long at all for my metabolism to kick in. Been a long time since I have to worry about eating every 2 hours or starving. Wasn't this shit supposed to go away when you go older? Pretty sure everyone said my metabolism would go away. Wrong, you're all wrong. So I commented, the Boon King Hunter is in trouble.
Boone,
and of course,
Boone King.
Of course, you get the William Hicks.
HP.
Fucking weirdo. Yeah. But
that guy's an odd duck. Remember that time period where he was making these big ornate
signs,
3D artwork signs for people
that
like lit up and did all kinds of that played music or whatever the fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think he only made them for girls and Martha.
And Martha, right? Yeah.
Like I think like Priscilla.
No, remember he did make me one. Remember?
Rosa maybe got one, and then
Martha. And then one with me, like a turkey.
Oh yeah, because he. What was the joke there?
I don't even remember.
What's a turkey?
I don't remember. You made that, yeah.
I don't remember. He was calling you a turkey, but there was a reason for
it.
it.
Turkey, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know, but I got some shredded chicken I'm making. I got a burrito tonight with some shredded chicken. I got some yellow rice. I got some refried beans. Pretty nice. A burrito maybe.
I already ate for today. I'm good. Today, tomorrow, the next day. When we podcast again, I'd break my fast and have some shots. What was I going to say? Oh, I had a question. We're going to talk around this sensitive topic because, we've got someone in the death pool that's circling the drain, and I brought it up because he's got a very controversial story that we can't really tell until he's no longer here.
Why are we talking about this?
I'm going to tell you why we're talking about this. Because I need to know what's the grace period after someone passes away before you can tell. I
have nothing to do with this story.
No, you don't have to have anything to do with it.
Listen, all I know is when I pass away, I give you privilege to talk about it the next day.
Alright, but this is a close friend. So I was thinking day of death plus 6 months.
If that's what you and the person who knows the story think.
Does that sound appropriate is what I'm asking you. How does this make you the bad guy? I'm just asking you
I want no part of this!
It's gonna be during your show. You're gonna be part of it.
I'll be off that day.
Why? Why are you such a coward, you pussy?
I'll be off that day.
Alright, well,
I need a day off. I'm over here working, at the end of the week.
That might be the day we have Bobby on to tell the good stories about you.
2 days a week, I'm working, the pay is shitty. No insurance.
Yeah. You have insurance. What are you talking about?
I met with you.
I know, but you have insurance.
Contract.
I don't have to insure you. You should be insuring me. You should just claim me as a kid. You should claim me as a kid.
I should. I don't know. I got nothing else today.
Hey, it's obvious. It's obvious.
The pollen. It's got the pollen out here. My car is yellow. I got a headache from this pollen.
You wouldn't tell the Howard Brody story. You don't want to have anything to do with this other story.
Fuck that guy. He doesn't deserve time on this show. Unless you have him on and he tells NWA stories. He's probably that. We need to have him on. So
book him. So book him. Why do you
I'm going to ask him tonight. I'm going to ask Howard Brody tonight to come on the show and tell. We're just going to let them talk for an hour.
Book him. Book Paul Jones. Book some people.
Book some people. We still got to get Speedy on. Speedy.
Yeah.
They're at the hotline, Speedy.
I'll talk to Speedy after you get one of these guys on.
Yeah.
Alright, fat one. I'll wrong with that?